Okay, I'm going to do this before I leave because I know telling myself that I'm going to do it once I get home, that's not going to happen. Let's be honest with each other. So we're hitting the end of a long week. Um, for those of you that were able to make it to these staff meetings, um, thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. Those of you that had questions. For those of you that couldn't, or those of you that were working that day, just read the document that I put in the group me yesterday. Know it back and front. Because I went through and some of the other hospital leadership helped look for adhesive and other like peroxide and betadine in rooms, and we probably dumped 30 or 40 bottles of sterile water. There was some expired sterile saline in triage. I don't even know why that was up there. It's like 6 bottles of betadine out of triage, probably 10 bottles out of the bays. I found a bunch of supplies that had no business being there in the little cart by room 31, so I tossed all of those, and now it's a linen cart. That weird cart that's right next to where that's in the medic hallway by the lockers, they don't get supplies out of that, so there's just a bunch of nasty stuff that was in there, so all that got tossed as well. And I'm gonna throw that cart in the classroom for now because it needs to be deep cleaned, and I have no idea what to do with it, and we don't have the resources to deal with it this weekend, so that's gonna get hidden back there. The Zone C phlebotomy cart has been parked in the nurse's station because it has sharps in unlocked drawers, so it needs to be in like a not public area, which would be the nurse's station right there. We caught a bunch of opened vials of lidocaine in the suture carts today. I know that, we have talked about it on and off for years, but they're not multi-patient use, so we need to be checking those carts. The physicians will be made aware / are aware that everything needs to be disposed of once it's opened. I'm going to bring it up in the physicians meeting next week. And I've talked to Dr. Clark and Dr. DeHennens about it. They're aware, and as they talk to the physicians, they're letting them know. But it's a big culture change. It's going to take us time to get used to it. It's going to take the physicians time to get used to it. So for now, I just want everyone to be hyper vigilant because we are in the 35 to 45 day window for Joint Commission to come back, and it makes a lot more sense for them to come during the full week than it does for them to wait until the end of the 45 days and come on Monday and go beyond that 45 days. So they're probably going to be here on Monday. So tonight or tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to put together a list of things that I need done this weekend. One of them is the Papper cart in front of room 25. It has a bunch of old adhesive that needs to be completely scrubbed off. The bottoms of like the vitals carts are nasty, which happens, and I didn't notice until I was looking down at it, because how often are we looking down at the bottoms of those carts? The big wheel of the carts of the actual patient, like beds, there's a little groove in there that can get real nasty, but if you just wad up a bleach wipe and scrub at it a little bit, it all comes off. Keep an eye out for the really dirty ones of those. And then next week, I'm going to have a checklist that I want done at 7 a.m. when both shifts are here, to like look for unsecured sharps, right? Like the unsecured sharps that are right above the ultrasound machine. Those need to be secured for the time being. Ultrasound bottles need to be labeled, ultrasound gel needs to be labeled with the little labels that I have with the glucometer. For 28 days after we open them, we're going to be shifting to like single-use packets. I've labeled all the ultrasound gel that's on the ultrasounds and on the bladder scanner so far. So if we break out a new bottle, we have to make sure that it's that it has the sticker on it. It needs to be treated like the glucose control solutions. I can't emphasize enough the no open peroxide, no open sterile water, no open sterile saline, no open betadine in the patient rooms. We've gone through all of the rooms in the department so far, and as of now, there are none, and there shouldn't be any on Monday. None in the carts, none in the rooms, none in secret little hiding places, none in triage, because we found a bunch of expired stuff in triage. I think that's it as far as Joint Commission updates. Make sure you do the lab CBLs that Meg mentioned. That's also related to a Joint Commission finding. So make sure to have those done no later than, I believe, this coming Friday. You can access them from home. It should take like 5-10 minutes. Or you can do it while you're here, as long as it's not burning to the ground. But the good news is, and going into this weekend staffing shortages, there are beds upstairs, so you should only have to do the, emergency care that we love to do instead of trying to balance emergency patient care and inpatient care. So, make hay while the sun's shining. Come in, have the time to talk to patients, remember why we're doing this for them, remember why we're doing this for the community. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm hitting the end of my rope with this week too. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening to the updates. And I'll be putting a short summary of this in the GroupMe too, so make sure that we're going over that in Jumpstart. Or maybe I'll just put a quick little Word document together or something, and going over the list of things that need to be looked for. Thank you.